ago is titled Standing in the Sand. Alright, how ironic. So, who here wants 20 bucks? None?
I do not.
I want 20 bucks?
Yep, probably take it.
Yeah?
On top of my 50.
Yeah.
Well, how about if I fold it like this? Still want it?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah. What about if I crumple it up and I put sand on it?
Yeah.
Still want it?
Of course.
Sure?
Yep.
Alright. The reason we want 20 bucks, even though it's covered in sand and dirt and even crumpled up, is because we know $20 still has value. No matter what you do to this 20 bucks, it's still $20. You can tear it up, damage it, crumple it up, but it still has the value of $20. And in life, we forget about that. We forget that we have value. We forget once we get crumpled up and damaged and folded, and we have dirt and sand that's piled on top of us, and we forget we have value because we don't see it anymore. All we see is the dirt and the problems that's standing on top of us. So it's really important when you go through life that you remember under everything that you still have value. I'm going to share with you a story about a farmer, okay? And this farmer had a mule, and he owned this mule for 30 years. Well, that's about the lifespan of a mule. So imagine having a pet or something you care about for 30 years. That's longer than some of us have been alive. Okay? So he lost this mule. Okay, and he couldn't find it. So he went searching for it, or all around the farm. And after a while, he found the mule stuck in a well. Okay? And it was a deep well. The mule, of course, was 30 years old. There was no way to get the mule out. The farmer even called his friends. Okay? And he asked his friends for advice. He says, hey, how do you think I can get this mule out? His friends said, there's no way. He's done. Friends even said, let's bury him. You know, it's an old well, it's an old mule. Let's just leave it alone. So the farmer said, okay. The farmer walks off. He's like, you guys do it. I can't bear the sight of it. So the friends are burying the mule, putting dirt and sand and dirt all in the well to fill it up. Okay? Well, after a while, the farmer comes back. And the farmer looks down in the well, and he still sees the mule. The farmer asks his friends, he says, what are you doing? The mule's still here. What have you been doing for 2 hours? Well, we've been shoveling dirt. But he realizes that the mule is halfway up the well. So the farmer says, well, put more dirt. So they put more dirt and more sand in the well. And they see that the mule brushes off the dirt and then starts to step up. So they put more dirt and more sand until the mule has stepped on top of enough dirt to get out of this well. Okay? So that is perfect for our life. God looks down and he sees us stuck in a position in our life. There's no way out. I mean, imagine being stuck in a well. You can't get out. But God sees us stuck and he says, I'm going to give you a way out. But he's going to do it through tribulation and trials. He's going to put dirt and things on top of it. So what? It's our job to shake that dirt off. It's our job to learn from the trials and to learn from the dirt and the problems that come up in life. So we got to keep stepping on top of each problem and learning from it. Because without it, how are we supposed to overcome? How are we supposed to get out of our situations? Because evidently, like the pastor mentioned, you can't rely on yourself. You can't rely on your knowledge and your willpower to bring you out of problems. In Romans 5:3, it says that you should have glory in your tribulation. Because in your tribulation produces perseverance, perseverance character, and then character hope. Well, why did they put hope last? What is hope? Hope is your faith. You have faith in God to get you out of each situation that comes up in life. Okay? So, the question I want you to think about is, how do you stay above the dirt that happens in life? How are we supposed to keep focused on what's going to happen? And I just gave it away. You're going to keep focused. Okay? Without focusing on God, how can you possibly stay above the problems that's going to come? And then how I apply that in my life is I read the Bible every day. Even if you just read one scripture, okay, you're focusing on God. You're praying to Him. You're able to communicate to Him. That way you can stay in one direction, and that's focused on Him to overcome your problems. When I was actually reading the Bible this morning, I heard a really cool story from a pastor. Who's doing a fast? Good majority of the group. Imagine that you had a battery inside of you. Okay? And that battery is your willpower. And what happens to a battery?
Dies.
It dies. The battery will not last forever. Your willpower will not last forever. Some of you have already experienced getting tired or urges to go off the fast and to do different things. But for a battery to last, what does it have to do?
Energize.
Recharge.
Yeah.
It has to plug in. So you have to plug in to God to recharge your willpower. So how do we plug in? The Bible. It's right there. It's right in front of us. So if you want to keep your willpower through fasting in times of trials, you have to plug into the Bible. Because without it, you're going to die. And it's going to happen. It happens to all of us. We become weak. We become tired. We're human nature. That's what's going to happen. So without the Bible to focus on it, it becomes hard for us to last.